Alright, so now that I've got my cube drawn, we gotta start putting some dots on here. Just like before, when we had nothing to draw, or nothing drawn, we had to start by doing a sketch. Sketching is always going to be our first step. So I clicked on sketch. Now, I'm not going to click on a plane though. I could, but it's not going to help me at all. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the side of the cube that I want to draw on. I could spin this around if I wanted to draw back here, but I don't. I want to draw on the front side. So I am going to draw on this side right here. This is the front because it corresponds to the front on this view cube up here. So I'm going to click here to start my sketch on the front side. And just like last time, I have to rotate my view normal to plane, which I could either right click and go view normal to sketch plane, or I could just hit the N key and it's going to do the same thing. And now I'm looking at it this way. So there's an easy way. We're going to draw the one side, by the way. There's an easy way to figure out where to put this, and it's got to go right in the center of this side. I'm going to use the line feature. So I'm going to click on it. Now, watch what happens when I hit the corner here. It turns, I get that square again, the orange square and the orange dot. That's telling me I'm exactly in that corner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click one time, and it's going to give me this line to work with. I'm going to go all the way across diagonally here to the opposite side, and I'm going to click a second time, and now I've got a diagonal line. Now, I have this tail here that's, I don't need this because I'm actually going to go up to a different corner and draw another line. To kill this drawing tool, I can either right click and say escape line, or if I keep it here, I can just hit the escape key, which is the top left corner of your keyboard. It's got an ESC on it, and if I hit escape, it gets rid of that line as well. So I'm going to click on this again to turn it back on, and I'm going to go to a different corner, and now I'm going to make another line from corner to corner. And once again, I'm going to have to get rid of this line, this tail, so I'm going to hit escape, or right click and escape line. So now that I have a center point here, I'm going to draw a center point circle. There's other options here as well. Center point is the default one, and that's the one you're going to use the whole time we're doing this dice. So I'm going to click on this tool, the circle tool, until it turns blue. I'm going to mouse over this line. Do you see that square popping up there? This is actually telling me I'm at the center point of this line. So actually, I'm going to get rid of my drawing tool for just a second here, and I'm going to delete this line. I did that by clicking on the line. See how it changes color a little bit? And then I hit the delete key. I'm going to back up one step here so I have my line back. So I didn't have to draw that second line because there's this cool little feature here. I went back and turned on my circle again. As I mouse along this line, watch what happens when I get close to the middle. That square pops up. That orange square is telling me I'm at the midpoint of this line. This feature works on lines along the top. See, there it is there. Along the sides, and along diagonals. So that's telling me I'm at the midpoint of that line, so I know this is the center of the square. So I can click here to start my circle, and I'm going to move my mouse up to make the circle. I'm going to click a second time, and it's going to end the circle. Now, just like before when I drew my square, or my rectangle to make the square, I have to dimension it. There's a dimension tool to make it the right size. So I'm going to click on the dimension tool. It's going to turn blue. And now I'm going to mouse over the circle, the outside of the circle, and see how it turns orange now. So now when I click on it one time and move my mouse out, I've got the dimension of my circle coming out from the circle. And I'm going to click on a second time, and it's telling me it's 0.483942 inches in diameter. Well, this needs to be 0.25. So I'm going to change it to 0.25. I'm going to hit enter, and it's automatically going to size it to 0.25 inches. Now I'm going to, just like last time, finish my sketch, because this is really the only drawing I need, because I'm only making a one side on this dice. So, back to the isometric view. I'm going to zoom in so I can see this a little bit better. I'm going to go back here to extrude. Now in this case, I've got two halves to this circle that I got to make sure that I select so that I can see that the whole thing is being selected. I believe 0.2 is the depth that I want this to be. Now, I've never seen a dice where the dots actually stick out. So I am going to make an adjustment here. Alright, and actually, you know what? I think it's actually supposed to be 0.1. So I'm going to make this 0.1. We don't want our dots sticking out. We want them going into the dice. So right now, as you can see up here, we have add as our option for our extrude. The first time it was new because we had a sketch that was not three-dimensional already. We just had a 2D sketch, so that was a new extrude. Now we're either adding material, or in this case, we're actually going to remove material. So when I click on remove, it changes the direction and pushes it, or it essentially scoops out the material 0.1 inch deep with a diameter of 0.25. So now I can hit the check mark here, and I have a dot in the middle. So side 1 is done. So that's how you do the dice itself and the one side for the dice. And I will post some other videos to come showing you how to do other sides of the dice.
Is Future okay?
No.